Hey everyone, Yulia here. Today let's talk about junior business analysts and how to make them useful and how to help them to grow in their profession. In my previous videos, I talked a lot about how a junior business analyst can gain experience, can gain the first exposure to the profession. For example, by being an apprentice BE, following around with a senior business analyst, maybe attending meetings with them. And on the other hand, the benefit for a company and for a senior business analyst to mentor those junior professionals that want to grow, including those that you bring into business analysis perhaps from another group, because you can grow a business analyst from your business team, from your operations team, someone who has that analytical mindset, who is interested, who was perhaps part of your project and now wants to train as a business analyst and wants to learn how to do it. So either it's someone internal that you are helping upskill in business analysis, or it's a junior business analyst that perhaps just joined your company and you want to help them to get up to speed and also to help them learn techniques. What can you do? What kind of work can you give them, and how do you engage them in doing business analysis? So I'll give you a couple of ideas today. First of all, a junior business analyst is an excellent researcher. Just like lawyers get their junior lawyers to do legal research for them, it's an excellent training ground. So if you're working on a new project, if you need to do a lot of artifact research, get your junior business analyst to do it and give them as much freedom as you want. For example, for a discovery for a major project, they can go on company's intranet or knowledge base. They can review materials, policies, procedures, existing requirements, documentation, and extract important artifacts, perhaps to do a little summary, find the most relevant diagrams, terms, business rules, etc., and provide that research, and then you can discuss it together, and that can be a good foundation for preparation to, say, a big discovery workshop. So that's research. Another one, data analysis. If you need to do some data analysis up front, research scenarios, look at exceptions, maybe you have some reports that can contain useful information, give that to business analysts to look at. Or if they come from technical background, for example, or if they know SQL, get them to run some SQL queries to collect useful data. I just, by the way, published a video about why you shouldn't be afraid to learn SQL as a business analyst. Check it out in the comments. So that was number 2. Number 3, bring your junior BE or someone learning to be a business analyst to your requirements meetings, requirements workshops, user story mapping workshops, whatever is it you are leading. First of all, they can observe, they can see what's happening, they can see how you do it, how a senior business analyst is doing it. They listen to the content, they absorb, and then give them little tasks to do. Don't just make them a silent witness, a fly on the wall. Give them work to do. For example, they can create a glossary. They hear terms mentioned, they may make note of the terms, they research them up later and make sure that those terms are captured. The next one could be notes. And again, even if you're using AI, a Copilot or anything else to capture meeting notes for you, I hope you're still reviewing them, because sometimes these really strange lapses happen. So get your junior BA to either capture notes or review automated notes, highlight main points, make sure they come out clearly, and then maybe if the feedback is received, they can help process it. Another one, capturing actions, parking lot items, anything that possibly cannot be solved in this meeting. They can keep track of it, help you with that, and again, do more research later. The other amazing practice for a business analyst is to try to create diagrams and models based on the topic of the discussion. Even if it doesn't get displayed right away, perhaps they're not ready or you're not sure whether it's going to be a good job. But for example, get them to listen and ask them, give them a task. Can you draft a context model based on what we are discussing about this new problem? Or try to draft a business use case diagram, because we will be discussing major functionality of this new system we are going to be working on. and let them get started. And with business use case diagram, they'll just capture the main actors or the roles, and then the main use cases, which are how those roles will use the new solution. So at that level, hopefully anyone with a common sense listening in should be able to get started. You can give them templates, right? Those templates will be very simple. I'll share a couple of templates in the comments as well. And then see how that analyst is able to create a diagram, to create a visual, give them some feedback. And you are, first of all, you are teaching them to listen and absorb and analyze, not just capture things, but analyze them, which is very important. And not all analysts know how to do that. Second, you teach them that creating visuals to support analysis plays a big role, and it does. And it's a really good tool if you're able to quickly create models for the discussion that is happening. And by the way, AI is not good at it. You are better at it as a business analyst. It will really serve them well. And third, you are teaching them that as an analyst, you are responsible for capturing what happens in the meeting, for analyzing that information you gathered later, and for feeding it back to your stakeholders for review in a better form. So processed, modeled, summarized with items that need further work highlighted. So all of these things are excellent training ground for a business analyst. Other thing they can do is they can review documents captured by someone else. For example, you, senior analyst, you're writing a requirements document or any other artifact, or maybe a sequence of user stories. Ask your junior business analyst to review them as a peer review, and tell them to look at whether anything doesn't make sense, or whether there is anything illogical or contradictory, or maybe there's not enough detail. So they can give you feedback as a user of that user story map, or as a user of that business requirements document, as a potential audience. And they might provide you with useful feedback, which of course is going to help you to improve your document, but it is helping them because they're focusing on reviewing consistency and logical sequencing and the arrangement of information and the knowledge captured in the documents. At the same time, they are reading a document captured by another person more senior. They may be learning from it, but because they have a task to do, they're going to learn much better. Okay, so this is really my main message today. And I mean, it's not my invention. It's a well-known fact from different areas of teaching and pedagogy, that people learn much better when they're given specific work to do rather than when they're just supposed to do documentation. You know, when I was joining a new company as an analyst, and I was just given documentation to do and nothing else to do for the first 2 weeks, I was bored to death. Because reading documents puts you to sleep. If you don't know how is it relevant, it's very hard. You probably have lots of questions and you don't know how to arrange those answers. So always give that new person something concrete to do, even if it's small, and make sure you combine them absorbing information about, say, new job or new company with a specific task where they need to actually apply the analysis, problem solving, documentation, diagramming, or organizing, or facilitation, or any other skills, and make sure that there is a feedback loop for them. They can come back to you or whoever is their mentor to get feedback on that. And that is really one of the best ways to teach, to train a new business analyst, to allow them to practice, whether they already had business analysis training, or maybe you are the first person giving them a little bit of that mentorship. Make sure their learning is practical, that they get constant feedback on things they have done and produced, and you're gonna have amazing results. So if you are a junior business analyst or someone who wants to be a business analyst watching this video, feel free to send it to the senior person you're working with, or ask them for this type of an assignment where you actually have to do something that will be useful, because it will motivate you and it will help you to learn faster. That's it for today. I'll see you next week. All the best.